This one right here, that would be the rough size of a chimpanzee testicle.
No?
Yeah, so big balls equals promiscuity.
Love and marriage. They go together like fish and chips, right? Yeah, today, not so much. UK marriages are at their lowest rate since 1862. 4 in 10 US adults are single. So I found myself in a relationship quandary.
Every time I'm in love, I envision marrying the person that I'm with. And I do envision being with them for the rest of my life. But once you go through heartbreak and then heartbreak and then heartbreak, you just go, wait, this is not worth it. This is silly. I want to discover what else there is, because usually I've just kind of gone for monogamy, but maybe that isn't the right answer.
Zookeeper Alexi Grousis reckons we've got a lot to learn from the birds and the bees. And don't forget the horny beasts.
So you want to check out these animals? I'll lead the way.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
When we look at the animal kingdom, especially the animals that are most closely related to us, we see that monogamy is not as common as we'd like to think it is. Monogamy is most commonly seen in birds, less so in the primates. When you look at the primates, they get a little more promiscuous.
I'm more feather than fur, I think. So far, at least. And as for the reptiles...
Please turn around. He's definitely not faithful. Look at that guy.
And guys, no prizes for guessing which bit of your anatomy shows just where us humans lie on the fidelity spectrum.
What is this?
Yeah, I've put together a nice little demonstration for you. Cara, today I've got the relative testy size of different animals. So when we look at this one right here, this is roughly the size of an owl monkey's testicles, which is a very monogamous animal. The testicle size is almost directly related to the amount of sperm being produced.
But is that meaning that the bigger balls you have, the more likely you're to be less monogamous?
Potentially. The more sperm competition, the bigger the testicles have to be. And the more sperm that are produced, the better chance you have of making the mark, if you will. This one right here, that would be the rough size of a chimpanzee testicle.
No?
Yeah, so big balls equals promiscuity because they're producing a lot of sperm and a lot of males are competing with each other.
I have a lot of questions now.
Yeah, well, before you ask those, let me show you this one. And humans are neither strictly monogamous nor highly promiscuous. We sit kind of right in the middle.
That's never something I've had with balls before, but that's an interesting...
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Perhaps the solution to my quandary lies in polyamory. So far, I've only dipped my toe in the waters of alternative relationships. But I want to explore more deeply and find out if there's a kind that's right for me. Funny story. Here I am frantically searching for a group of polyamorists. No luck so far, but I have found a fabulous Santamilio 1964. Here we go. Hurrah!
So cool. Hi, guys. Hi.
Welcome to a polyamorous cocktail party run by the fabulously named Sex Positive LA. It's a social event for people in a wonderful variety of relationship structures.
This one is a polyamorous group of people hanging out together casually and like nerd out about what it means to be poly. And
I love that nerding out about poly. That's so interesting. I mean, I don't know what the rules are. Are there rules?
There's no one way to do any of this. Just like there's not one way to do monogamy.
Right.
So there's different types of polyamory. For example, solo poly, one person dating multiple people, but kind of no ties to each person. There's kitchen table polyamory where there's maybe, you know, multiple people who with all of the partners and get along harmoniously.
Cool.
There's a V that's literally the letter V, so there's one person dating two people. There's endless different configurations.
To be polyamorous, do you have to relinquish jealousy completely?
In a harmonious poly relationship, you would be figuring out how to thwart that before it gets to that point of like anger or resentment and those kinds of
I love the constant communication. Because of the monogamous relationships I've been in, I was very unable to express when I was hurt, when I wasn't treated well.
I'm now desperate to learn about the highs and lows of polyamory from people who live them.
What drew you to polyamory? What does it mean to you? What has it brought to your life?
For me, it's just a way of being. It's my identity.
Yeah.
So it's not taking anything away from any other person, and it's just adding more.
Really gives you the opportunity to just figure out what works for you and your partner or partners. Deciding that you need honesty.
Which might change and
Right.
develop.
Which doesn't need to be the same for everyone.
Unfortunately, it ruins almost every love story in most movies. From our perspective, when somebody's like, oh, I love them and them, we're always like, both.
Right.
Love them all. So yes, be transparent. Movie over.
My discovery of polyamory sort of coincided with meeting my wife. I had just gotten out of a relationship where we tried to be just open.
Open relationships, where you have one romantic partner, but sex with other people, have not worked for me.
But polyamory makes more sense. Why?
Most people, when they're asking for the open relationship, they're asking to be
Just
open
to-
sexually.
yes.
And then to not have any feelings for anyone.
Which is, yes.
Which you can't really control.
In a lot of previous monogamous relationships, I felt leashed, I felt collared, and that makes me want to break out more.
Yes, feel trapped, so you want to be like, okay, I'm not a caged animal. In this short moment, I can see how individual, how smart, how emotionally developed, all these things. I can always like restrain myself sexually, but emotionally, I have connections with people, and that was never okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Each of you dropped something. I was like, boom,
told
boom,
you.
boom, 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 like, yay! I cannot even explain how much I learned in such a short amount of time. I was always intrigued by polyamory, the idea. I think it gets a bad rep. I think people talk about it who don't understand it in so many different ways. And I still don't know. Again, solo, polyamory, whatever I'm experiencing right now definitely leads more towards something that isn't conventional, for sure. I just still don't know what it is, but I'm so much more excited to continue exploring without feeling the unsureness or guilt or aloneness that I guess I was before.